You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue skies.
Karibu tena wapenzi wasikilizaji kwenye kipindi chenu kinaitwa Afrika na Changamoto zake, na mimi ni host wenu naitwa Dr. Z kutokea Blue Sky Radio. Tunasikilika kutoka Houston, Texas kwenye app online yetu. Unaweza kutusikia kupitia blueskyradio.com, and na very soon tutakwenda kuletea app, drop app yetu. Mtakuwa mna-download kwenye Android, simu za Android na Apple. Mnaweza kuwa mnasikia hapo vipindi vyetu na pia music na mambo mbalimbali kutokea kwenye Blue Sky Radio. Host wenu ni yule si mwingine. Kipindi tena kinaitwa ni Afrika na Changamoto zake, na leo kwenye Afrika na Changamoto zake tutaenda kuongelea nchi 5 tajiri Afrika. Tutaenda kupana mwangaza kidogo kwa nini zinaitwa nchi 5 tajiri na kwa nini tumechagua hizo nchi. Itakuwa ni kipindi kifuatacho kwenye nyingine episodes. Kwa makala ya leo tutaenda kuongea kwa Kiswahili kidogo na Kiingereza kwa urefu, sababu kuna mambo fulani mengine yenye tulikuwa bado hatujapata kwa Kiswahili. Sasa kipindi hiki kitakwenda kupeperusha kwanza kwa Kiingereza.
You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue skies.
Mpenzi msikilizaji, si mwingine bali ni Dr. Z na kipindi chake Afrika na Changamoto zake. Na kwa gisi nimekwenda kukuambia kama leo tutakwenda kuongelea nchi 5 tajiri Afrika. Na kati ya hizo nchi 5 tajiri Afrika tumekwenda kuangalia, tumeanza na nchi ya kwanza inaitwa ni Sierra Leone, nchi ya pili inaitwa ni Liberia, na nchi ya tatu tunakwenda kuona ni Angola, na nchi nyingine ya 4 tunakwenda kuona ni Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, sababu kuna Congo mbili, kuna Brazzaville na Congo Kinshasa, na nchi ya 5 ni Somalia. Basi tunataka kwenda to introduce kidogo kwa wale wanaosikia Kiingereza, wapenzi wetu wa Kiingereza. Good morning, good evening, that depends on where you are listening us from. And this is your host Dr. Z at the Blue Sky Radio with his show. The show is called Afrika na Changamoto zake, is based in Swahili because the African community in Houston, the large African community in Houston, they really prefer Swahili as their language of communication, and of course our mother tongue. So that's why the name is in Swahili, guys. So Afrika na Changamoto zake, today we are going to discuss about among the 5 most richest country in Africa on natural resource based. That's what we're going to discuss in this evening. And this show usually will always be in Swahili and English. So today this episode will be in English, and the following episode will be in Swahili, and we'll try to see if we can do it in French for our French speaking listeners too. We don't want to leave them behind. And today, as I told you in my introduction, we're going to speak about 5 most richest country in Africa. And our first country that we see on the list here is Sierra Leone. Let's see, what is Sierra Leone? Sierra Leone is the country located in the west coast of Africa. It is bordered with 2 countries. It's bordered with Liberia and Guinea, and also the Atlantic Ocean. Those are the borders, the country that borders Sierra Leone. Well, Sierra Leone gained its independence from Great Britain on April 27, 1961. The father of independence of this country's name is Milton Morgai. I'm sorry a little bit about pronunciation, especially when it comes to names. I'm not really very good. So I will ask my Sierra Leone friends to correct me on pronunciation of their father of independence if they feel like I mispronounced the name or something went a little bit wrong, but I think I pronounced it right because it said the name is Milton Morgai. All right, and there's second thing we're going to see in Sierra Leone. Why we say, because the topic is discussing about 5 most African country that are rich in natural resources, and we are going to see in Sierra Leone what natural resources they have. Well, Sierra Leone is a country that have it is really marked in the world due to their natural resource. What they have in Sierra Leone, they have diamonds, they have gold, they have bauxite. I think I pronounced this one right. Yes, bauxite. That's how they say it. Bauxite and iron ore. It's also a natural resource. We'll go in detail in the next.
You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue
The
skies.
Blue Sky Radio. We've been dreaming for this. Now we're here. You've been looking for the place to promote your small business. The Blue Sky Radio is the best place to promote your small business. The Blue Sky Radio. The Blue Sky Radio. We the best.
Again, we were discussing about 5 most African countries, the richest in natural resources. So, and we were talking about Sierra Leone, and as I just been told that the voice wasn't good enough, I'll again restart from where I began. Again, I explained the name of this show is called African Changamoto Zake. The reason why I put it in Swahili, because the largest African community in Houston, they really prefer to use Swahili. First of all, because it is our mother tongue. Second, it is a largely spoken language in Africa. Well, but today we are going to have this episode in English because some of the words that in English couldn't get the right translation in Swahili. So when we have our Swahili speaker, we will have again in the second episode we have it in Swahili, and we can explain basically the same thing. Okay, and today in our show, let's begin with Sierra Leone. Well, Sierra Leone is a country in the west coast of Africa. It's bordered by Liberia and Guinea, and also the Atlantic Ocean. And Sierra Leone gained independence from the Great Britain in April 27, 1961. And the father of the independence of this country, his name is Milton Morgai. I always scratch on that name, so I don't know if I pronounce it good. But I will also request our Sierra Leonean listeners, if they're out there and feel like I pronounce their father of independence names a little bit, they can just correct me in the comments or send me a message and say, hey, you know what, I think we should pronounce it like this. But I think everything is good. Well, let's continue with Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone have as a natural resource, they have diamond, they have gold, they have bauxite. Yes, bauxite is a natural resource. Even if you think it might sound like a town somewhere in UK or France. No, it is a natural resource found in Sierra Leone. And iron ore, it is another natural resource. So they have another natural resource called titanium and chromalites, something like that. Well, Sierra Leone, it's not known only by its natural resource, but it have a dark story. And the dark side of Sierra Leone, they've been to conflict for a very long time, and their conflict started. A lot of people love to call it civil war, but it's a war. It have a lot of pages behind it, and the conflict in Sierra Leone began in March 23rd, 1991, and end in January 18th, 2002. In total, it counted 10 years and 9 months, 3 weeks, 5 days, something like that. That's how long Sierra Leone stayed in conflict. Well, as we just went through Sierra Leone, I think we will jump to the second country. But before that, We would like to listen to some of the revolution songs from South Africa for a few seconds, and then we jump.
You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue skies.
And to our listeners, those were song of struggle when Nelson Mandela was fighting for South Africa, independence of South Africa. So when we are talking about African Mara, I really like to play those songs of struggle. It's kind of taking me somewhere, but also we can jam in some of the time. But again, Blue Sky Radio is about mixing things, bringing up stuff, nikubandika na kubandua, as they always say in Swahili. Well, on our list we find out our second country. Our second country is Liberia. Liberia. Liberia is a country located in West Africa. It is bordered it bordered Sierra Leone and Ivory Coast, or Côte d'Ivoire as the French call it, Côte d'Ivoire. So I grew up call it Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire. So I really like only to call it Côte d'Ivoire, even if it's in English or whatever. I call it Côte d'Ivoire. Well, Côte d'Ivoire, it's one of the countries that bordered Liberia, and also Liberia have a side that is bordered with Atlantic Ocean, I think. Yes, Atlantic Ocean. And Liberia gained its independence in actually Liberia, they don't really say that it gained independence, because Liberia wasn't colonized. It was a state that was founded by the, I don't want to say rejected slave, but the Americans the African American who felt like they don't want to stay in America, they have to go back and create their own state. So Declaration of Independence of in Liberia Constitution was documented in July 26, 1847. That's when they documented the independence in Liberia. Let it put it in that way. And so Liberia has as natural resource that they have 5 major iron deposits. Okay, sometimes the pronunciation of English, because it's not our mother tongue, it sounds a little bit heavy. I have to pronounce it and make it a little bit understandable to some of our listeners and viewers. Okay, let me repeat this again. Liberia have as natural resource, they really have 5 major iron deposits, and those 5 major iron deposits are as follows: Booming Hill, Mome River, Mountain Nimba in south, and they have Kodai, and then at last they have Bong Mines. Those are the 5 major iron deposits, but it's not only limited to that. Liberia also have diamonds. They have the largest diamond production, and the diamond production is estimated to be 200,000 carat per year from Liberia, and they have golds. And the gold that Liberia have, the production of gold in Liberia is estimated at 15,991 Aussie per year. That's Liberia itself. And as we always say, every African country that have natural resource, they always have their dark side. That's why you can hear only Liberia have this and that, but you cannot see how they are thriving from those natural resources. And on the dark side of Liberia, they have conflict that has dated for very long. Thank God it come to an end, but it is still in their history, and we are hoping for the best now. And Liberia has a series of civil war, as they call it. And the first civil war began in December 24th, 1989, and it ended in August 2nd, 1997. And I think The second civil war began again in April 22nd, 1999, and it ended on August 18th, 2003. Yes, that civil war ended. Well, that's there is the natural resource, and then again there is the conflicts, and we are jumping from Sierra Leone to Liberia, and then we are going a little bit somewhere in the central and south of the Africa, and here we find Angola. Well, Angola is among the very expensive. Oh, I'm sorry. Angola have almost the most expensive city in Africa right now. It is among the country that is thriving economically in Africa. But before it get there, it has a dark story, and it has the reason why it where it is today. And we are going to discuss that in a few seconds. Before that, let's play this piece of music from South Africa again, and then we will continue with our show.
You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue skies.
The Blue Sky Radio. We've been dreaming for this. Now we're here. You've been looking for the place to promote your small business. The Blue Sky Radio is the best place to promote your small business. The Blue Sky Radio. The Blue Sky Radio. We the best.
We're back again, Africa na makala yake, na huyu ni yule Dr. Z kama vile host wenu. South Africa, kunjani wena, kunjani sisi kiki. This is Shinga on the Blue Sky Radio. On my South African listeners, I just remember few things, few words, and the kunjan is one of them. Siapila wena. Alright, so we're back again, and kwa makala yetu ya leo, as we were talking, we stopped on Angola. So tunakwenda kuchambua kidogo Angola nayo. Angola, tuta switch kidogo kwa Kiingereza sababu tumalizie. I'm sorry, the Swahili was already kicking in, so I can't wait to start I can't wait to start my show in Swahili actually. Alright. Na tukiendelea na makala yetu pole tu, tunakwenda kuona MG Deluxe Boutique. Well, if you live in Houston and you never been to this place, please, there is no excuse. Utakwenda kuona masista wote wanaonga Houston, from Miss Tanga, Kiki and Sarah, wale wote usifikiri wanakwenda kushop in regular stores. No, those people, they have a place to go where they found something that really fit them, and this place, it's called MG Deluxe Boutique. It's located in 9536 Richmond Avenue, Suite A1, Houston, Texas 77063. It's opened from 10 to 8 p.m. At any time, kama unataka kufanya shopping zako, please don't forget to pass by and see what is there for you. Alright. Sijui, nafikiri my listeners, because some people in the studio already start calling me Mr. Alright, and I don't like that. I don't know why, because I say alright more often. That is not my nickname.
You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue skies.
Yet in our topic yetu, let's go back to our topic, Angola. My English listeners, so I think you now can tell that Swahili is my mother tongue, because at every second I keep forgetting that I introduced this show in English, and I always want to be like, I want to slide back in Swahili, because that's the only one. Even the conception of idea, it is Swahili. Alright, but we are international, right? The Blue Sky Radio is international radio, so we brought you shows and different things in diversity. So the language is not a barrier at the Blue Sky Radio. All right, acha tuende basi na Angola. Angola is located on western Atlantic coasts, and this is in southern Africa. It is between Namibia and the Republic of Democratic of Congo. It's bordered also the Republic of Congo and the Democratic Republic of Congo. There is two countries right there. Let me make clear of this. There is Congo Brazzaville, that's the Republic of Congo. A lot of people always refer them by their capital city to spot the differences. There is the Republic of Congo and there is the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo was called Zaire at the time of the Président fondateur, the Leopard King Mobutu. He has many titles. Seseko, le Président fondateur, le Maréchal d'Afrique, and many other names. So, while Angola bordered those countries, and Angola, as we were talking right now, is among one of the countries that is thriving economically. As we already said, the borders and everything. So Angola gained its independence in 1961. The total independence, because they say it started a struggle of independence way longer, but the total independence was in 1966, and the father of independence is called Jonas Savimbi. If you ever heard of this name, usually some of the people like this, the people who fought for independence in Africa, there will be a time that they will try to paint them in different ways and tell you guys these people were rebel, they were this and that. But yes, they have that history if someone can prove it in that way. But again, in the other side of story, the history recognized this man as the father of independence of Angola. And Angola has natural resources. It is listed here as another country that have a lot of natural resources. So it has as natural resources as phosphates, iron ore, it has diamonds, it has petroleum, uranium, and phosphates. And this is the reason why you can see Angola where it is today. It's because it has all of this. Again, let me repeat it again. It has phosphates. I may pronounce it right, but the spelling is PHOSPHATS. Iron ore, and it has diamonds, it has petroleum, and it's bauxite. Again, the bauxite. I always think bauxite like as a town somewhere in Europe. Well, it is a natural resources, and it has uranium, and at last it has feldspar. I don't know what is this, but it's a natural resource that is found in Angola. Again, there is the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the dark side or the bad side of Angola. Also, they were in conflict, and Angola it was in conflict or civil war that began in 1975. They counted since when they were in struggle of independence until 2002 when they killed Savimbi. I think yes, that's when Angola became stable and they start building and rebuilding and yeah, that was Angola. And so as speaking of Angola, actually, it is a place that I always wanna visit. I don't know, maybe one day I will visit there. But again, you never know. I might. So if one day I tell you, let's go to Angola, you just know it was my passion. Since before they speak Portuguese in Angola, and I forget to say what they speak in those other countries. Do I know any word in Portuguese? Let me remember. My head's trying. No, I don't think I know anything. I know something in Portuguese. Bom dia. Bom dia. Yeah. That's how they say hi, I think. Well, okay, the next country on the list we have the Democratic Republic of Congo, the country of the Leopard King, the Unified King, the African King, the African Marshal, Seseko Kukungwendo Wazabanga. That's the next country on the list. But just for your information, that guy is no longer in power. He was in power long ago, and right now there is someone else. But that is not our subject today. We're going to look at the natural resource, why we call these countries among the most African richest country in terms of natural resources. That's what we're going to look at. But before we do that, let's listen to Fally Ipupa from the very same country and have an extra of music from Fally.
You're listening to the Blue Sky Radio. The Blue Sky Radio.
Beautiful blue
The
skies.
Blue Sky Radio. We've been dreaming for this. Now we're here. You've been looking for the place to promote your small business. The Blue Sky Radio is the best place to promote your small business. The Blue Sky Radio. The Blue Sky Radio. We the best.